I firmly believe that if we could start talking like this to people, they'd at least listen. How do you become one with this, right? If you say to the person, come talk to my prophet, come talk to my pastor, let him tell you more about this reality, and the person says, I've never heard this before, I don't know what this means, but I think I really want to believe this, it sounds good, tell me more. What's the next thing? How do I become a Christian? Article 9 is you are baptized into Jesus Christ. You take a little bit of water, because the guy who rose from the dead said to, right? And we're going to use the words he said, which is I baptize. Again, what does that word mean? In the Greek, it's just a word that means wash. I wash you in the name of that God who exists, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. You're a Christian now. Boom. Article 9, that is what makes you one with us, church. Well, it just happens once. So what if I worry? What if I doubt? What if I need more? Well, don't worry. This is the entry point to the stone table. I think you guys need to have like a big dead lion on that thing. It's so cool. The altar. Did you catch that reference? Lion, the Witch, and Wardrobe? The altar. This is the entry to the place where he will then feed you. Our religion's insane. I can't get over this. It's so bizarre. This guy who rose from the dead sent men with water to tell them that they're going to kill and raise people by speaking that water onto people's heads, and after they do that, to give them some bread and wine, and that it's his human flesh and blood which is ascended into heaven, but it's also going to be in the bread and wine somehow mysteriously, to eat and drink. So that, if you eat the flesh and drink the blood of the Son of Man, on the last day you will be unable to stay dead. You're going to rise up, righteous with his righteousness. I firmly believe that if we could start talking like this to people, they'd at least listen. They might not believe, some are going to reject, but they would at least have their interest piqued. As opposed to the current mission of the whole American church seems to be, if you come to Christianity, you're going to have a better life. If you come to Christianity, you're going to feel better. Come have some peace. Right? Come experience our worship. I don't know what it is. It's like we're selling toasters. It's just so useless in my mind. You wonder why they're not listening. Right? Now, granted, it's not fair. I have seminary education and 10 years as a pastor studying this stuff. I've spoken about it repeatedly. But I can tell you this. I've given this presentation about 8 times this summer. Every time I do it, I get better at it. And that is the trick we need to find happening somehow in our parishes. We need to give you the opportunity not just to listen, but to speak it to each other. Because as you do, as you confess, you're going to get better at confessing, at speaking, so that when you have that moment, and who knows where that moment will be, with what neighbor or what child or who knows who it might be, you're able to say why you believe this church is worth dying for. Why you would rather be here than anywhere else. Why you're a Lutheran. What's that? Yeah.